Hi kings, hi queens, how are you doing? Have you been kind to yourself? Have you been good to yourself? We will never learn to love others until we truly learn to give ourselves the same love. We can never love wholly until we learn to bring that same love to ourselves. Welcome, it's Appreciate Life with Jay. Yes, today I am about self-love again. And what are some of the things that you've put in place to bring this to yourself? What are some of the positive aspects or attributes that you're saying, I am about this, I am going to do A, B, C, D to love myself a bit? There are things that money will never buy until we learn to bring these things entirely to ourselves. Nobody's going to do this for you. It begins with you and me. It begins on an individual journey. Before even the money comes in, there are things we learn to practice as a way of loving ourselves back. Come on. You cannot love others until you learn to love who you are. We live in a generation where the social media has played a very big part in determining who we are. However, that is not how it should be. In determining how we love ourselves, we so much compare ourselves to others. We compare ourselves that it even kills the very aspect of our creation, the purpose of our creation. Now, some of the things I do believe self-love requires is saying no to that comparison spirit. You wake up one day and say, you know what? I am made whole. I am created in his own image, and God did not make any mistake. You know, my height is exactly how God wanted it to be. My skin is exactly who God made me to be. So there is nothing that you can do. You say there is nothing that the world can bring that will kill who you are. When you learn to love who you are, accept who you are, that is already loving who you are. You accept who you are, and if there is anything negative, you go about maybe working towards making it better, working towards being positive about it, as opposed to comparing yourself to who maybe your friends are, to who what your family wants you to be, to who what your neighbor is. So instead of spending most of your life wishing you were maybe a certain way, wishing perhaps if you were born a certain skin color, a certain height and size, instead of spending your life wishing that was so, bring that energy into radiating positiveness into your life. Say, okay, this is who I am, and I am choosing to love me for me. I am choosing to accept all that God made me to be, right? And the other thing I've come to realize is we are so hard on ourselves. We do not appreciate ourselves. You don't appreciate the small wins because there is a certain target that you have put in place. And until that goal is met and until that target is met, you forget the small wins. Friends, the small wins do matter. Queens, kings, the small wins do matter in our lives. That brings joy to your heart. They bring those positive hormones into your life. And these bring so much beauty to our lives. They radiate a beautiful place to be in. I'll give you an example of some of the small wins that I once ventured into. I used to be a very big lover of sugars. When I do make porridge, For those who know what millet porridge is, I put so much sugar, but I learned that this sugar is not so good for me. So I learned to decrease the amount that I put in my porridge, the amount of sugar that I put in my porridge. That is a small win for me, you know. So I do not relegate it entirely, but I say, oh, I look at that journey of how my porridge used to be, and now I take it with lesser sugar. That is a small win, and it is giving me a beneficial factor to my body. Small wins, like for those of you who like to hit the gym, you know, there are days you don't want to wake up. The days you're like, I'll do it later. You procrastinate and you're like, maybe I'll go on Tuesday instead of a Monday because the weekend was so busy. But then you hit the gym on that day and you're like, you know what? I am going to go whether I feel like doing it or not. That is a small win. So appreciate those small wins. The fact that you're making, you're choosing to do it even when you don't want to do it. That is a small win already. The other thing is about, the other thing is be thankful. Be thankful. If you can do a gratitude journal, there are days I wake up and I'm like, Lord, I'm thankful for A, B, C, D. I'm thankful that I woke up. There is so many things we can be thankful for. Do not ever, there's so many things that we can be thankful for, you know. If there is nothing, be thankful that you're able to swallow the water that you take. Thank God for each and every day. That is self-love. The moment you run out of things to be thankful for, let me tell you something, there will be something wrong in there. Even the challenges we go through, you thank God for them, because in there is a lesson, you know. So practice the art of being thankful each and every day, each and every day. Lastly but not the least, learn not to dwell so much in the past. It robs you of you, it robs you of today, and it robs you of tomorrow. Appreciate the present. Do not dwell so much in what could have happened, in what did not go well, in what went wrong. Appreciate the now. Take hold of the now and say, this is where I'm at in this present moment in time. What can I do to make me smile? What can I do? Remember, we're talking about self-love before even give it to those that we relate with. What can I do to make me better than I was yesterday? The now, the now, the now. When we pour into the now, then we are creating avenues to draw from for the future. But so many of us still dwell in the past or worry about the future, and the now is left, you know, a void, you know, an empty space. Listen, how about if today was your last? How would you want to spend it? Would you want to spend it worrying about yesterday? Would you want to spend it worrying about what did not happen? Seize today and say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I am choosing to rejoice and be glad in it. The now plays a big part in our lives. Remember, we live one day at a time. So friends, think about the things you want to do that will bring some love to you. Tell you what, you will thank me later. I love you. Stay positive. Don't forget to bring everything to God. He loves you more than you could ever think about. God bless you. Bye.